When we look at the sun, we are basically looking at a giant ball of nuclear fusion. Us humans have harnessed the power of nuclear fission and have made these reactors conventional for the poorer countries like South Africa, Botswana and Chad to use them without having too much of an impact on its GDP.
Nuclear fission does create toxic radioactive waste though, which is a major hazard for life on Earth because it lasts for thousands of years.
Let's start with a simple question. What is radioactivity? Here are some of the main causes of radioactive decay. And here are the main emission types of radiation. Alpha, which is on the left, has a mass of 4 and a charge of 2. Beta, which is in the middle and has a mass of 1836 atomic mass unit. We can basically call it 0. And a charge of -1. And finally gamma, the most powerful type of radiation, with a mass of 0 and a charge of 0, is on the right. Here is an example of a few simple nuclear reactions. Uranium-235 decays into thorium-231 and releases an alpha particle, which has the same mass and number of protons as helium, so it's okay to call it that. Uranium-235 decays into neptunium-235 and releases an electron, which is basically a beta particle, just with different names. I've just noticed that thorium is 90 instead of 92 at the bottom, so you'll just have to imagine it's 90. And then excited uranium-235 decays into thorium-231 and releases gamma particles. There's also something called a neutrino, antineutrino, nucleon, and a few others that also decays from some reactions. I'm not going to go into any detail about these, but there are videos that go into a lot of detail about this. Now, let's talk about the harmful effects of radiation. Being exposed to long-term radiation could lead to birth defects, as the radiation can, and probably will, damage or destroy DNA as shown in the picture here. This also works with cancer cells and normal cells because radiation destroys the genes that are responsible for reproducing. Over time, the cells die out. Very recently, 35 countries from all around the world have come together to try and master nuclear fusion, a process that occurs naturally in the sun and all stars for that matter, but it's very difficult to replicate on Earth. Fusion does promise a virtually limitless form of energy that, unlike fossil fuels and other non-renewable energy sources, emits absolutely zero greenhouse gases, and unlike nuclear fission, which is used today, produces absolutely no long-life nuclear waste. Mastering it could save humanity from climate change, a crisis of our own making.